Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. I just want to shout out to B. Simone for being a warrior. A wolf. Warriors. People got to understand, just because I'm not a wolf, that doesn't mean that I cannot see attributes that a male wolf or a female wolf possess. For instance, every woman with a child is a wolf. When a woman with 3 kids come down the aisle, I go to the next aisle. You're probably just going to say, Mr. Keep It Simple, why do you go to the next aisle? I don't need her to be in wolf mode. I want women to relax. There is no way a woman can see a guy coming down the aisle 200 plus pounds and not think danger, danger. In the words of Mystical, danger. Watch yourself. Danger. So I care so much for women. When I see them around kids, I really don't come around because they're in wolf mode. Whether you want to believe it or not, see, horny men think with their dick. They don't think with their logic. At the end of the day, it is what it is. If they want to be dickheads, let them be dickheads. But B. Simone was thinking long term, and she said she can't date a man who works a 9 to 5 because they're not like-minded. Now, this world is chaotic. That's why they call it Babylon. All Babylon means is everything is backwards. It means confusion. So now women don't trust men because they know that these guys are just running around, losing on parlays and hitting once every 5 months. So women now got to step up to the plate. So B. Simone, what she was saying, men are mad because, see, the thing about it is some men don't want to step their game up. If we were born into other cultures, millions will be just not even a conversation. It'll be a must. How are we going to get the beautiful Indian Punjabi woman without millions? I've dated a woman, she was Punjabi. Shout out to Punjabi. Punjabi men don't play when they come to their women. But the way the world is designed, it's only about the divide of the black and white. So we don't think about Punjabi men. Punjabi men, they step for their women. They got Canada Gooses for their women. They out there popping bottles for their women. Shout out to all the Punjabi men. I don't do divide because the way the world works, people gonna be like, how you gonna shout out the Indian Punjabi and they don't like you? They might not like you, but last time I was in Vancouver, the Punjabis, everybody showed me love and they Canada Goose. They out there flexing. I ran into a Punjabi guy. My man said, I got a farm. I love Vancouver, Canada. I promise you, it's a different flex. My man said, yeah, brother, just out here chilling. I got a farm. People don't realize, but if a man says he has a farm, that means he has more than enough resources. I don't care what nobody say, bro. If the grocery stores had to shut down tomorrow, listen, I'd rather kill a goat. So at the end of the day, shout out to a man with a farm. A man with a farm will never starve. Mr. Keep It Simple, why you talk about this survival content all of a sudden? Because it's a must. So we don't even have to talk about Latino men. We give them enough credit. Let's go over to the Punjabi man. In Canada, a Punjabi man is not allowed to be mediocre. He's not allowed to be the average Joe. Only in America can you be the average Joe, get a Hellcat and some Jordans, and all of a sudden you are ready for procreation. All you gotta do is make the engine go, and then you're popping out 4 kids. America's too beautiful. It's too easy. Especially if you're melanated, it's set on easy mode. You don't have to perform. 9 out of 10, your parents want to control you, so they will allow you to stay in the house until you're 44. Please don't put a 44 in the chat. But they will allow you to stay in the house until you're 44, 50, because they don't see it's control. Most guys that are 50, 60, still living at home with their parents, they don't even think, wow, what happens if my parents don't awake? They don't think about that. It's just a whole bunch of parasites and a bunch of wolves all using each other, but they don't stop and think long term. Listen, shout out to all the parents that tell their people at 18, you got to do something with your life because you ain't going to stay here. That's good, because if you allow them to stay there, guess what? They're going to be walking around in their underwear even in their 50s. Now, with that being said, B. Simone, people don't realize when you really go up in a financial game, or the game of finances, the game that's 10 times better than a dating game. And I'm going to say this again, the financial game is 10 times better than the dating game. But people don't want to hear that part. But what happens is you can't go up the ladder with friends around. See, B. Simone will still be up if she didn't have friends around. I don't care what nobody said. If you Latino, melanated, and you from a culture that is not used to having anything, you cannot go up the ladder with family members or friends. You have to go up the ladder by yourself. This is why this is a generational run. I blocked my dad, and guess what? I wasn't playing chess, but guess what? They blocked me back. So at the end of the day, who do I have now other than a dog from Russia? The FLS, and guess what? I'm not hopping on Cash App. I'm not asking for PayPals. I got to go hard in the paint, but 9 out of 10, you're not going to realize that you're born into a world of control. So B. Simone, she wants a man that doesn't live in a world full of control. Look, she talking, people looking down. This is how melanated people go broke like MC Hammer. We might have to make a separate video on MC Hammer. You guys have to understand, Deion Sanders had to put on a dress before Travis Hunter saved him, because a lot of people don't want to hear it, but Shador did not save Deion Sanders. It was Travis Hunter that saved Deion Sanders. People wanted Travis, but Shador, he kept putting up his Rolex and he not getting the picture. Shador Sanders couldn't read the room. That's why when it was draft night, Travis went number 2 and Shador went down. He went home drinking and driving because he couldn't read the room. Deion Sanders, he got back in a financial game because of Travis Hunter, not because of Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter, it was like a 1-2 combo, but in reality, who got drafted first round and who got found in the 5th round? I'll wait for you to answer that. So you guys have to understand, when you play the financial game, it's easy to go up, it's easy to go down. But the thing about it is, when you go up, you got to stay up. Because if you come down, everybody that was afraid to do what B. Simone did, they're all going to be celebrating. All the guys with 9 to 5s right now. They're on TikTok. We're going to post a link in the description. They going nuts. They going bananas. They doing backflips and front flips and cartwheels. They're like, you say you would. Why would a woman want a 9 to 5 guy when a man don't want to be the man? I had a conversation with a guy with 2 dogs, and this is important for everybody to hear. He's a white guy at that. So white guys are getting dumped too. People think, oh, it's white supremacy. No, white guys, they got 2 dogs and they watching porn too. And I'm going to say this again. They're walking around with 2 dogs and they watching porn too. So with that being said, I don't know him personally, but he told me that his woman left them because she said she wanted to find up things in life. So it's not just B. Simone. And I'm going to say this again. It's not just B. Simone. A lot of guys, they get left behind. And that's what literally happens when you don't step your game up. You get left behind. And all guys get left behind. I don't care if you Punjabi or not. If you don't step your game up, Punjabi or not, you're going to be left behind too. It doesn't matter if you're Saudi Arabia, Dubai, if you don't step your game up, everybody gets left behind. Any woman that doesn't want a 9 to 5 guy outside of the airline industry, I feel her. You're probably thinking, what makes the airline industry so different, Mr. Keep It Simple? You could let her go to Paris for lunch. So now you might not have $1 million in liquid cash, but if your woman want to go to Paris for lunch, Bahamas for lunch, Turks and Caicos for lunch, and if you trust her, I wouldn't trust no woman going to, Paris by herself. But I'm just saying, if you work for the airline, you can have 5 kids and all your 5 kids can go to Paris business class. Not too many people could pull that off. Shout out to one of my guys. He got his dream job. You feel me? He speaks a foreign language. We got to keep him protected. But he speaks a foreign language. A brother from Tennessee speaks a foreign language, a foreign romance language. And guess what? He's now a flight attendant. Melanated brother, no excuses, no victim mindset, speak a romance language. So if he has 4 or 5 kids, guess what? He can take his 4 or 5 kids and they could all go to countries courtesy of United Airlines. Now, that's the only 9 to 5 I would say that's a powerful 9 to 5 for a woman to take you serious. Working at the airlines. Outside of the airlines, it's just like, bro, a woman wants a man that's going to be bold, courageous, a lion. You feel me? That's what they want. They want the man. And it's crazy, going back to the guy with 2 dogs, I told him, I said, why not just get $1 million and make life easier? He said, $1 million would be good, but that's if you're trying to be like the man. I mean, what do you want to be like? Do you want to be like a boy and then have 2 dogs? I don't care what nobody say. I love pit bulls. I love canines. I love cane courses, whatever you want to call them. But one thing for sure is I'm not walking around with no big dog unless I got a mansion. I'm not walking around with 2 dogs in an apartment, having a whole house smelling like Fritos. Absolutely not. Until we get the mansion, Flo rocking with me for life. That's just it. I got a 5-pound dog from Russia. If she need to go, I just pick her up one hand. Flo rolling. Flo Rowland, she bad. I'll never forget one time we crossing the street downtown Phoenix. Like, Flo bad. She be mobbing. So B. Simone, I salute B. Simone for not trusting men and going out into the game of finances where women were not allowed to do back in the day. So now she's taking, full advantage of this opportunity. You got to understand, there was a time women were, especially melanated women, were not just talking about millions. This is a new generation. This is a generational run. And I don't care what nobody said. B. Simone, I don't know if she went to the lodge. I don't know if she sold her soul. I don't know. All I know is B. Simone made that 9 to 5 comment. And when it's all said and done, looking back at it, was she lying or was she right? She's right. What woman wants a guy with a job that's talking about, baby, the white man trying to fire me? My boss teaming up against me? Corporate America. Listen, corporate America is so foul, bro. Unless you go paper trail for paper trail for paper trail for paper trail, unless you're a Portland trailblazer, corporate America is so evil that if you're not a wolf, bro, they gonna literally rip your shirt and your badge off, leave you exposed. What woman wants to date a man that's living his life in fear? Baby, I don't know. The big boss is there today. He was walking around and he looked at me like he had a problem. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be there, baby. Get all the Chanel while you can. What woman wants to live in 1932 centers? These melanated men go out to corporate America and they're literally getting Winston-Salem witch hunt. They are going out to corporate America the minute they stand up for themselves. HR is like, oh, we feel your threat to society and we're gonna have to put you on an F-can. You get a pip when you stand up for yourself as a melanated man. There's only one melanated man that actually could go through corporate America and say, listen, if I go down, you all coming with me, and you're listening to him. We just don't move around YouTube and then go to corporate America and then it switches. Now, when it's all said and done, I'm in lawsuit mode. So I was gonna leave my 9 to 5, but we probably have a $40 million lawsuit on the table. So I'm still in corporate America, but when it's all said and done, I'm the only melanated man that can make the top guys under the CEOs call my phone. Most melanated men, I don't care if they D9, can't even do that. You gotta understand, we're moving with the sharks without becoming a shark. That's how you got to make it in corporate America. You can't survive without being a wolf. That's why I give you guys real survival content. In corporate America, I'm not a wolf. But if I was a wolf, I could probably be the CEO of the face of any company. Because at the end of the day, I'm the type of dude, if you stick it to me, bruh, if you try to, ooh, Lord, he about to set it off like a DJ. Shout out to Pee Wee Longway. Serve it lean. My man said, Puerto Rico, don't need a visa. About to set it off like a DJ. You try to play me in any type of setting, I'm about to set it off like a DJ. Matter of fact, let me tell you a story before I finish this live. I had this melanated woman. She's an educator. She makes $100,000 a year after taxes, $7,000. She tried to say something to me. I said, listen, you see grown men talking? Stay out of this conversation. Her husband, he was like, oh my God, I need to have a conversation with you. I said, what's up? Talk to me. He was like, you told my woman to shut him out? Yeah, bro, where I'm from, when men talk, women don't, it's an ABC conversation. See her way out of this. Bro, ain't nobody going on in corporate America like that. You guys have to understand, so B. Simone, I feel her. She doesn't want a melanated man that's in corporate America getting backslapped. These guys be in corporate America, they be getting backslapped. Matter of fact, before I finish this video, shout out to B. Simone for stepping your game up. But before I finish, I gotta tell a corporate American story. It's this guy, he's from Kansas. Lord, we're not built the same. He even has nappy hair. He looks like Frederick Douglass. This man told a white man at work one day, why are you talking to me like that? So I feel B. Simone. Why would you even want to date or procreate with a man that asks white men, why are you talking to me like that? With that being said, listen, shout out to B. Simone. Shout out to everybody trying to set their game up. And shout out to everybody on this generational run. And I'm here to say, you can go on a generational run without having to sell your soul or join a lodge. Let it breathe.